Welcome. This drive is going to take us a long way off the Bay of Plenty's beaten track, along the never-ending Ruatoki Valley. Why never-ending? Well, perhaps I'll leave you to see for yourself. Our drive starts in Tanei-Atua, a little village situated on State Highway 2 between Ruatoki and Ruatoki, not far to the south of Whakatane. Tanei-Atua is said to be named after one of the early Maori arrivals, an explorer who roamed the area with his pack of dogs for company. In more recent times, the town's main claim to fame was that during the mid-20th century, it was the terminus for a railway line that ran through to Auckland. Anyway, at the end of the main street we take a right turn on Reed Road, leading to the Ruatoki Valley. In a moment or two we will cross the Waimana River, a tributary of the Whakatane, which it runs into nearby. As we drive up the valley, we will always be quite close to the main river. The valley is largely populated by Tuhoi, many of whose ancestors arrived in Aotearoa, i.e. New Zealand, from Polynesia, according to Maori history, on the waka, or canoe, Mataatua. A replica of the Mataatua can be seen in Whakatane, near to the boat trailer park. Incidentally, on the way into Tanei-Atua just now, we passed the Tuhoi living building, which is well worth a visit and tourists are very welcome. It has a nice little cafe, serving light meals. As you will see, agricultural activities in the valley are mixed, the terrain and availability of water from the Whakatane River being just about perfect for most things. Originally dairy farming was predominant and continues to be big business. Flooding from the river causes problems at times, of course, but apparently the farmers cope okay. Driving along in the sunshine like this, you'd have to say that everything seems to be very tranquil, and so it is, but only a few years ago, Ruatoki hit the world headlines as a hotbed of terrorist activities, aimed at the New Zealand government. This is where Ruatoki Valley Road officially starts, as we take the left-hand bend. Reed continues as a side road. Note the unusual house on the junction. Anyway, as I was saying, the story goes something like this. On October 15, 2007, armed police moved in and locked down the valley. According to Wikipedia, about 300 police, including members of the Armed Offenders Squad and Special Tactics Group, were involved in the raids, which involved the execution of search warrants at various addresses throughout New Zealand, and the establishment of roadblocks at Ruatoki and Tanei-Atua. The police seized 4 guns and 230 rounds of ammunition and arrested 18 people. According to police, the raids were a culmination of more than a year of surveillance that uncovered and monitored the training camps. The raids were highly controversial and their legitimacy was debated by politicians, the media, and the public. Hundreds of people participated in protests across New Zealand in the weeks following the raids. Of the 18 people arrested, just 4 came to trial in February and March 2012, including activist Tā Meiti, affectionately known by Whakatane Pākehā, i.e. non-Maori residents, as Old Scribbly Face, because of his tattoos. The defendants were found guilty on firearms charges. On the more serious charges of belonging to an organized criminal group, the jury was unable to agree. The police were subsequently criticized for their alleged heavy handling of the valley's lockdown. On that incredible day in 2007, this valley was definitely not tranquil. By now you've probably realized why I called it the never-ending valley earlier. It just seemed to go on, and on, and on. Indeed it does so, more or less straight for another 70 or so kilometers due south through the wild and remote Te Uriwera National Park, to where the Whakatane River's headwaters and tributaries can be found in the region of State Highway 38. A track continues for a short distance ahead, but here we stop, drive over. Until next time, cheers.